Okay, so here we go. Well, g'day everyone, it's Wesley here from Business Blessings, and as part of our Sell breakfast on Friday the 23rd of March, I have the fantastic opportunity of interviewing each of the attendees, well, as many as we can anyway. So today I've got Suzanne Faulkner with me. So g'day, Susan.
Hey, Wes, how you going?
Good. So Suzanne, for those who don't know you, can you fill us in for what you do and your background and how you can help people?
Sure. So I run the tax practice in an accounting firm called Xact Accounting. I've been an accountant and specifically in tax for nearly 20 years. So I started in 2000, right when GST rolled through the doors, and launched my career at that point. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster since then. So we work with small and medium-sized businesses across a full range of accounting services. So we can run everything right from source documents through to tax lodgement and compliance and everything in between. And we do a lot of advisory work and all of those normal things that go into running a business from the accounting and tax side of things.
Okay, so while you say you're a tax manager, your firm does way more than tax. It sounds like it's a go-to-woe thing.
We do. So we offer bookkeeping services, we do the full tax services, and we also do advisory, management, accounting, and profit coaching as well. So we have quite a number of different things under our hat, so to speak. And so I head up the tax side of that, but do dabble in a little bit of those other things as time is needed to do.
So, hey, I should ask you, so what do you see as the major things that clients should be doing? You know, obviously you see a broad range of clients and you see all sorts of issues coming up. Is there a common theme that comes through that maybe one or two hints that people could do to help you or help them in their whole tax area?
I think a few key things that we see, particularly on the tax side, is a lot of people don't get their tax planning right. So before 30th of June, a lot of them are not sitting down and actually looking at what's going on. Where are we at this financial year? Are there things we can do now to put in place before 30 June rolls around? Once we get to 1 July, it's really a bit too late to do all of that. So a lot of the time we're talking to people after the event and it's not really very helpful. So for us, a lot of that can be dealt with before we get there. And coming into 30 June, so even now, March, April timeframe, we'll get clients in and have a chat with them and say, well, look, what is it? Where are we at? What are we doing? How are we tracking? What strategies can we put in place now that can help us to alleviate some of that tax burden before we get to the end of the year? So that's one of the key areas that we look at a lot with clients and see a lot of businesses don't do very well. And a lot of the other areas is just on that day-to-day management of where the business sits financially. We find a lot of people have accountants and have very good accountants, but they tend to be historic looking. So they're looking back. They're always looking at, well, this is what happened last year. Well, most business owners can't make decisions based on what happened last year. We want to know what's going on now. We want to know at this point in time for my business, if I want to get from here to here, what are the things I need to be doing from a financial perspective to get me from here to here? Looking at what happened last year is not really that helpful. And so that's I think, a few of the key things that we are often talking about with clients is what are we doing now to get us towards our vision for our business over the next, year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it happens to be.
Okay, so just recapping those. So tax planning, so actually now is the time to start doing that, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's scary to think we're almost to the end of March now. So we've only got one quarter to go. So having a look at where you're at now is probably a key thing. So they should be making an appointment with you now.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So we usually find a lot of people will wait until that March quarter BAS is finalised, done and dusted. And then they've got those figures up until the end of March, and we can look at that as year to date and say, well, what do we expect is going to be for the balance of this, that final quarter? What can we be doing now to make sure that that's all coming into line and working with what we know and what we want? Sometimes the news is great and people have got some opportunities to do some savings, and sometimes the news is mediocre in terms of we're making great profit, but that means we're going to be paying a lot of tax, and that's not what people like to hear. And so what are the sorts of things we can be doing to help either plan for that tax liability that is coming, or to even help, other opportunities we've got between now and June to mitigate some of that burden, and those sorts of strategies.
So the earlier that's done, the better off people are, isn't it? Because they can
Absolutely.
they can move and go for that and do that as well, which is fantastic.
it gives you plenty of time to put some strategy in place and plan and have some expectation of knowing what's coming, and put it in place in terms of cash flow and all those sorts of things. So you know where you sit and what you're doing.
So I like the other thing that you were talking about, because, you know, with an accounting background myself, it's very easy as an accountant in a business to be focusing on all the historic stuff, because we've got deadline after deadline after deadline that we need to meet and get there. And it's about getting the numbers right as things doing. But really the job of the owner of the business is actually to be looking future, isn't it? To be looking forward.
That's exactly right. You can't move your business forward if you don't know where you're going. And you know, there's a classic saying, looking in the rearview mirror is not going to get you where you need to go. So, you know, we try and look more forward. The windscreen's where we should be looking, not that rearview mirror.
Yeah, so that's really good. So, well, it's been great to talk about this, because we, you know, we're planning people. So obviously at the breakfast, they can come up and meet you, and you can chat to them about some of their own tax planning and just accounting needs in general. It's such an area that so many businesses just stuff up on. But yet we have great tools these days, like Xero, for example, that allows us to keep up to date much more easily than what it was even 2 or 3 years ago. We can keep on top of things now, so that's really great. So how do people get in contact with you?
Well, we have a website. It's actually being relaunched in a couple of weeks, so it's not looking its best right now, but we are relaunching in a couple of weeks. You know, we've got a Facebook page, we've got our website, we've got any other phone, email, all those sorts of things are there. And, you know, I'll have business cards and things at the breakfast, so people can certainly grab my business there. So the usual ways.
Okay, no worries. Well, I'll put a link underneath this video so that people can see that and can get in contact with you. Well, thanks so much. It's great. It's been great chatting. It's always good to talk to an accountant, even though people run from them sometimes.
Exactly. They think we're so boring. We've got no entertaining things to say at all. So.
I don't get that. People say I'm a strange accountant, but we do have personality, so that's one of the things. And it's better to pick up the phone and have the tough conversations early than leave it till it's too late to be able to do something about it. So
it sure is, yes.
I think that's a good thing to come out of today. Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you at the breakfast.
Excellent. Thanks, Wes.